Welcome back, monkeys. Now here we have a terrible angle. Oh my goodness. Am I really?
Really gonna lock this one down.
Okay, well, whatever. Too bad. Too late.
I thought playing Cell into like any yellow was bad. This feels so much worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I'm filled with insightful words. But yeah, obviously, the tournament finished. Got my teeth kicked in by our reigning undefeated champion here. Which, like, yeah, I'm a little salty about it because it's like, man, I should have learned and adapted by now. But at the same time, it's like, wow, okay, you know what? But pause. I'm gonna pause this for a little bit. There was this time 3 years ago, which is a long time. Anyway, I used to play like Magic the Gathering, like Commander specifically. A friend got me into it. Now I had one deck, and I put a lot into that deck, right? Not like too much, like no more than like $500-600. And that deck was good. It's not like competitive good, obviously, because didn't have the desire to spend that kind of money. But I had it was like pretty strong. Power level 7, whatever that means. And I remember I was talking to one of the people that we play with, and he said something to me. And he's like, yeah, you only have the one deck. I have 7. And the way I processed that was that, because he's spreading his resources out across 7 decks, he has a variety of different decks he can play, and they're all mid. Let's just call it what it is. They're all mid. Because I would go there and I would step on their teeth. You know what I mean? I was curb stomping these people. But that made, I had, more expensive cards in my one deck. And when he said that to me, I was like, oh, I'm always going to beat you because my one deck beats your 7 decks. And then I just stopped playing Commander because it just took all the fun out of it. Because I was like, what's the point? If I play with you people, you're going to get salty because I'm going to win. And then I'm going to feel bad for winning because I know that I just have the one deck that I'm going to make as good as possible versus your 7 mediocre decks. I'm like, that's just the word that came to mind. It's like, I'm not saying that he's a mediocre deck builder or whatever, but it's just like, it felt like I was being insulted for having one great deck versus having a bunch of different decks that I just play for fun. I'm like, why would I even want multiple different decks when I just have my one absolutely killer deck? And then, my friend Josh was talking to me about deck variety. This is 3 years later. This conversation happened like a week ago. It's like, the reason I feel burnt out is because I just play one color. Lately, for the past month, I've been playing one leader. And I need to play different colors or different leaders in order to grow my thought process, in order to get my mind to think in different ways. And I guess I'm just thinking about it now because it's like, I'm very, very happy that I am not the best player, let alone on the planet, in my local game shop, because then it knows it. Then I know that I've got room to improve. I can eventually become better. But it's like, imagine just being perfect at everything. It would feel very, very good. And then it would feel very, very boring. Which is why I think, as much as I speak in a general term, as much as one might like to be God, like some sort of omnipotent entity, because you're human, I think you just get bored. And it would just be so boring. If you could predict everything all the time with 100% accuracy, then what's the point? It ain't fun anymore. Which is similar to how it feels playing into this leader, because I just keep losing. I can predict my defeat. So what's the point? Which circles back to the whole Commander conversation, because it's like, yeah, I remember this feeling of, it might have just been dread, where I felt like, man, if it was just this darkness, or it's like, oh man, I'm just better than these people. You know what I mean? Like they have 7 different decks. They play for variety, and I'm just playing to make this one deck stronger. And then it made me feel like every time I sat down at their table, I was just going to win. And I was like, there's no fun in that anymore. Like if I know I'm going to win, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I mean, I ended up playing with a different group and I lost. And funny enough, that loss was probably one of the highlights of my life because it made me realize that I don't have to worry about being undefeated. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I lose, I'll learn something and I'll try again. I just went on this like I don't even know if there was a point that I was trying to communicate. All I was trying to say is he made me feel bad. I'm not gonna call him out by name, but yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you know what? I don't have to censor my words. Fuck you, dude. How dare you like look at me and be like, "Oh yeah, you got only the one deck. I have 7." How dare I hate you, monkey. I hate you. I say that tongue in cheek. I'm actually no, I would consider him a friend. I would consider him an acquaintance. I think I use the word friend far too liberally. But yeah, that was weird, but like that's something that's been like it was on my head, you know, like when it happened, like thinking about it for a lot. And I was like, man, what's the point? You know, like if I make this one deck good, and I know I'm not going to make it good enough for it to be like competitive commander, but if it's too strong for casual and too weak for competitive, then that puts me in this like gray zone where it's like, where do I belong? You know, and I think it's more of a metaphor for how I feel about my life. Where it's just like, okay, I'm in this space where it's like, I can't just drink all day and sleep and, you know, jerk myself silly. Like, that's not fulfilling. But at the same time, I can't work out every single day, build a business, read, you know, nonfiction books, go like go and do all of that sort of productive stuff either. Like I'm stuck in this middle ground where it's like, oh yeah, you know, I'll work out every other day, commit to that, but I'll also eat donuts, you know? And it's like I'm stuck in this middle. And in the Bible, you know what they say, a two-minded man should have nothing of the Lord. I'm like, well, thanks, man. What am I supposed to do now? Can't commit to one, it's too hard. Can't go to the other, it's too disgusting. I'm like, I'm stuck. Like, oh my goodness, I just can't pick a side. Oh my God, am I a centrist? Maybe. Anyway, wow, I just talk for so long about meaning. It felt no, it felt like it was important to me at the time, and I'm exposing it on the internet. That it made me feel bad. It made me feel bad for caring about my deck. I think that was really maybe probably the thing that got, because it's like I cared about that deck. And I was like, I'd stay up and I was like reading the forums. I'm looking at new cards that are coming. And I'm like playtesting the hands. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Cool combo. Let's do this and this. And I have this one deck. And he's like, yeah, I got 7 decks. You've only got the one, obviously. I was like, whoa. I let somebody make me feel bad. I think that's what's pissing me the hell off. Oh my goodness. I let somebody make me feel bad. I'm like, I gave them that kind of power over me, you know? And it's okay. Because at the end of the day, it's just a children's card game. But like, I love this. I love cards. So much fun. Chess? Ew. Get out of here. I've been said I hate chess. Not only because I'm bad at it, but this is more fun. There's more variety. Really? Just gonna pass here? Now. I got up to do something, which was search through the bulk. Yeah. Thank you, Russ, for just like patiently waiting. See that full power? There was another game. I don't really think I'm going to show it because it's like my record into this leader is probably a 10% win ratio. But what I do is like I just charge my extras off. Because I assume I'll see the Roshi. Sometimes I don't. Swings leader will take. Now, the reason that I'm showing this one right after the one that you would have seen before is because something very similar to that one is going to happen here. Namely, see this? Right there. See that pop? In the previous game, I did that. But next turn, I did something incorrect. Which was, we'll see if he drops. So, yeah, see? Right there, the exact same sequence of events happens, right? Drops the Vegeta, I blow it up, he plays the Tamagami. I did the greeting in that video, and I lost. And now here is where I kind of make up for it. We'll go 20 at lead. He'll take 30. This is important. So I think the reason this really changes the tempo, I don't even know if I'm using that word right, but it's, I burn marker to respond to something, and that sets me behind because, yeah, I'm going second. The marker is supposed to be like a little additional thing. And then when I ramped, it's as if I went back to where I was, which really technically put me ahead because I answered something important that he dropped. And by having more energy, I can do more. It'll become relevant later. But this deck only needs to ramp once. If it ramps once, it's very, very good. It's satisfied. Now, yeah, we go 30 at face. Oh, well, I did 15 with leader and then 40 there. Understandably, I comboed off the Murray because he's probably just going to bottom deck it. It's like, yeah, well, there's no point in me having a blocker because, you know. See? Thank you. He was just going to bottom deck it. Although, to be fair, maybe he would have done something different. Like, he would have bottom decked those two, and then I would have just had the blocker. He swings. I just take them. Don't care. But yeah, the Tamagami makes the Gohan a 5, which obviously means I can't just full power the board all willy-nilly. So now I'm going 30 at life. Super combo? Oh, no. 2 cards. Works for me. Spaceship, spaceship. 1 spaceship. See, this is... Okay, even then. This is another thing. I could have done the Chaozu first, then swing 30-30, which would be more taxing than just swinging 20 and that. Like, for example, he could just leader effect the Chaozu, but he doesn't, so... Okay. I guess that's useful. $35 double, we super out of that. He's got cards in hand. Do I have another Gohan to answer the double? Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, like... I think maybe I'm supposed to go second into this leader, sure. But that can't be enough. Right, I need to be able to also play going first. We'll see. Yeah, super combo. What's he at? 5 in hand? 3. Okay. What was it, Chaozu? Or is it Chaozu? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in his hand. I am also building another green deck. And it's not Broly. Interesting. And okay, just gonna leave one up. I guess maybe this time doing the whole like shout it like it's not that significant. Because it seems to be working. Oh. It's like, yeah, lock that down. With 3 energy up, you have to assume like Gallic, Proud Saiyan, or whatnot. He's got what, 8 cards in hand? Yeah, so it's just free cards. Krillin. Interesting. Hercule, okay. Oh, I learned. I learned. Don't want to get hit with that Zeno. You know what I mean? He took the 60, dropped down to 1. Provided that I survive this turn, it's looking very, very good on the crack. Back. So, let me see what you got. Yeah, counter 100%. Because if I took that hit, because like very often I've just greeted and taken the hits. And oh, yeah, he didn't answer. Yeah. Didn't answer the double. That's gonna take at least 2 cards out. Super and change. It's 30. 45. Yeah, because he left the double striker standing. Yep.
45, 55, 65, 75, 90.
Now, if he did deal with the double striker, I could have played another one, and that might have been enough. Yeah. Like, would that have been enough? Let's see. Because then I wouldn't have dropped the Murray. Maybe? Not entirely sure, to be fair. Would I've needed... Because we go 40-40. How much counter does he have? 1, 2. Maybe. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that face down card was a double striker. But I think the only reason it worked this time around was because of that Nappa play. Literally. I needed the Gohan to be able to answer the Vegeta and the Nappa to get me back to where I needed to be in terms of energy. Because technically speaking, right, on 2 energy and marker, if you burn it for Nappa versus 2 energy and marker, burn it charge and the Nappa, like it kind of sets itself back. But if you go 2 marker and then you just burn it for this, then you're just behind. Because the charge goes to 4, but here the charge is still 3. You know what I mean? But yeah, we did it. It's not impossible. And I think that is the fundamental story. It's not impossible. It can be done. It just takes such a level of like being willing to just eat absolute suffering for the longest time. This is a children's card game, but it really, really, really does feel like, you know, you're just eating dirt until it works, you win, and then now it's like, okay, I've reviewed it, I've got things to improve, and we'll see how we do on Tuesday. Anyway, hope y'all learned something. I surely did. Not just about the card game, but maybe even about myself. Most of that I'll keep buried deep down inside, and not, put out on the internet. But yeah, man, that's crazy. What am I, like 7 years old? I let I let someone disturb my mental stability. That's crazy. Anyway, bye.